Hi, welcome to Star Empress Tarot. Today's date is January 31st, 2020. Basically, I wanted to introduce a little thing called the Lunar calendar. And it's astrological calendar. And it bases the alignment with the moon, the phases of the moon, the planetary alignment, and the date, and the certain energies that might create. And there's a lot of fact to this, and there's also planting phases. And so basically we have, we're in the new moon, which is sometimes it's called the dark moon, and it goes into waxing, which basically what it means is right now the way the moon and the sun is aligned on the planetary axis is when we look at the sky, the moon is conjunct with the sun, and so it looks blackened out. And then as that phase starts going into the second phase, we go into a waxing moon, which means as the movement, it stops being conjunct with the sun, which the moon was blocking the sun, or vice versa. And so then you start to, as it moves, you start to see the little sliver of the moon coming around, which is the waxing moon. So today, the day started with the first phase of the new moon, which is going into waxing, but it was in Aries. The moon was in Aries, and we are in the sun sign of Aquarius. Happy birthday to all you Aquarians. But if someone was born early this morning, that's where they would be an Aquarius with Aries rising at that time. So if that makes sense to you guys, that's what we mean by you know, like this reading is for, and we say the sun sign, which everyone knows, and then they go, or you could be this rising, you know, like Aries sun, moon, rising. So that's what that means. So this morning, we were in Aries moon, and today being the 31st, the transition, the moon's transition is going into Taurus. So I'm on Pacific Standard Time in the United States. So the time frame for Pacific Standard Time would be 4:30 p.m. today. We go into Taurus. So what that means is basically the Aries, the moon in Aries. I'm going to specifically read this to you. I mean, I've jotted down my notes from looking at the calendar today, but basically what the moon in Aries means, and this is what it's been in, and it's leaving. Okay, so the moon in Aries is bold, impulsive, and energetic. It's a period when we feel feisty and maybe a little argumentative. This is when even the meekest aren't afraid to take a stand to protect personal feelings. Since Aries is the first sign, it's a natural starting point for all kinds of projects, and it's also a wonderful time to channel all that me first energy to initiate change and new beginnings. Just watch for a tendency to be too impulsive and stress-oriented. Okay, so that's what we've been in. The moon cycles every month. We have a new moon, and the phases every month, every 30 days. So the moon changes its phases with the planetary, the zodiac signs every 2 to 2.5 days. So the last 2 days it's been like that. And then this morning's half, as we're leaving Aries moon. Now we're going to Taurus moon. Okay, now Taurus moon will be, the moon in Taurus is the lady at her most solid and sensual. Oh, I like that. Okay, feeling secure and well-rooted. There's no need to stress or hurry, and definitely no need to change anything. We tend to resist change when the moon is in this sign. especially change that's not of our own making. We'd rather sit still, have a wonderful dinner, and listen to good music, appreciating the beauty of the earth, watching a sunset, viewing some good art, or taking care of money and other resources, our Taurus moon activities. So that's the general energy that will be for everybody, whether, you know, whether you're an Aquarius or not. There's that general planetary energy that feeds the general public. Okay, so that's kind of nice. Now, because of that, this phase with the new moon, the first phase, and going from Aries to Taurus moon now by 4:30 it'll fully be in Taurus moon. As I'm doing this video, it's going through what's called a VC, a virtual or vertical cortex or something. It's like, it sounds really like far out, right? Like, wow, it's going through the virtual cortex. But anyway, transition, but by 4:30 West Coast time, USA West Coast, it'll be in Taurus. So that's a good time for new things. So that's the best time to begin projects. Okay. So if you want to advertise or sell your possessions, now's a good time. This afternoon, today, tomorrow, get it out there, you guys. It's if you wanted to start a beauty treatment, but you're not sure how it's going to turn out, now's the best time. Do it right now. If you need to cut your hair to thicken it, which I think I need to do, now's the best time. Cutting hair just to thicken it, now's the best time. Buy a house, buy some new clothes, now's the best time. Now's the best time to fix your car. Now's the best time to move, to start a new job, a construction project. If there's some kind of construction project, guys out there that do construction, and you're like waiting on when, now's the time to start it. Basically, the energy is good for this, the way everything's lined up. Okay. Now's the best time to train a pet. Okay. Now's the best time to train the pet. So go to the store, get those doggy pads, get the whatever. this afternoon, tomorrow, now is the time to start training that pet. Savings account. Now's the best time to start that savings account. As far as lunar planting goes, cabbage, string beans, and yeah, cantaloupe for lunar planting. Excuse me. When the moon's in Taurus and the new moon is in Taurus, cabbage, cantaloupe, and string beans. Okay, so now this morning, with the moon still being in Aries, there was Venus. Okay, the planet Venus had a lot of influence, and this morning you might have been relaxing, kicking it with friends, and just exchanging conversations, whatever. Might have been like a kickback morning, but everyone's still talking about me. It's me, because we were in Aries. So you might have been kickback, it might have been nice hanging with friends, but it was still mostly all about me. But hey, it was Aries, and they're the baby, and they're like, hey, it's all about me. So but now as the moon transitions today, like right about now, we're in Saturn. Saturn has a big influence right now. It's about like 10:30 or something that I'm doing this. 10:30 in the morning, West Coast time. And so, the middle of the day today, going from the moon in Aries to the moon in Taurus, I don't know all the wiles. I just know how to read the calendar, but as to all the physics and then the metaphysics and the all that other stuff, I don't know. But Saturn has an influence, and that causes excess. Excess. So be careful. Okay, and then broken promises. What is this note I put down? I can't read my writing sometimes. Impracticalities. So don't go starting all that new stuff I said right now, because we're in the middle. 4:30 on. 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and on. So my friends on the East Coast and in the Midwest, that's 7:30 p.m. And all of you out there that might be in another part of the country, then you want to figure that time, okay? So the most common time frame you guys have to go by with the United States is Eastern Central Time, I believe. So 7:30 p.m. and on. The moon is officially in Taurus. Start those projects, buy that house, buy those clothes. But in the middle of today, January 31st, the moon is in Aries and it's going into Taurus. So we've got this energy of the day started out, you know, kind of like kicking it, feeling good, you know, but some of that me. And as we transition into when the moon is in Taurus, it's going to be influenced by Pluto. So then there's going to be enlightening discussions and intense feelings. And it's a great time for to plant that cantaloupe, hey, and those green beans and the cabbage. Okay, so that is the astrological influence for today, January 31st, 2020. And if you like, subscribe, hit the like button, and I'm going to try and do these readings every day. I don't know. I'm going to try, okay? If anyone wants a birth chart, wants their birth chart done, I do those for $10 only. My email is moffytucker@gmail.com. And I don't know. I have to check how I set things up. I got something from PayPal saying it wasn't working, so I don't know. But just email me and let me know in the subject line that you're requesting a birth chart. I also do tarot readings, and actually I'm going to do a Taurus reading today, since the moon is going into Taurus, and I got to get that Aquarius reading done for our birthday babies. All right, so that was the calendar, lunar calendar, zodiacal, I don't know, horoscope. Have a great day. Bye.